Passcodes verified. Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Yoda, then I mean, if they're gonna make it a Baby Yoda, it needs to be Baby Yoda. I mean, don't you name it for us if you don't want us to call it Baby Yoda.
Well, they haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, that's what season 2 is going to be, right?
No,
or 3 or
Is this
4.
what you like to do? You like to do these cold
Yes.
opens as I'm counting
Yes.
down? Is that what it is?
Absolutely. I'm just really glad Shanny handed Skiffy a Baby Yoda at the proper time.
It's
so
not
it
a
could come
Baby
naturally.
Yoda.
Well, but it is
It's
a Baby
the child.
Yoda.
I thought it's called the child.
No, Yoda is Yoda. That's like saying your children are a baby Tony.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. I think that's accurate.
You're like George
baby-
Foreman. It's Tony.
Tony.
Wilson.
Excuse me, everyone, but we have an audience now. We have people.
And this
on
is
our audience.
entertaining. This is good radio.
Is it without
Yes.
even welcoming them, without even saying, hello, captains, and
This is
welcome to
them-
the live broadcast recording of episode 471 of Priority 1.
This is them opening the door to our little bar, you know,
Oh,
we're
is
in
that
the
what
middle
it
of
is?
conversation.
This is not
and they're
Cheers
just,
here.
they're just moseying on in and sitting down while we're just
I'm not running a
shooting breeze.
cantina here.
No.
I'm not hosting an intergalactic kegger here.
We're talking about Baby Yoda, so the cantina music has to play.
It's not Baby Yoda.
It's Baby Yoda. Totally Baby Yoda.
Hello, captains. Welcome to Tuesday Night's Recording. Sorry for
Oh, we
the
didn't see you
delay.
there, Captains. Hi, Captains. We didn't see you over
jeez.
there. Come in.
What are you?
Hey,
what are you,
Panda.
Mr. Rogers?
Where's my cardigan?
Yeah.
So, yes, welcome. Sorry for the delay.
I'm gonna keep it.
I have new equipment, and I thought I had it working when I tested it a few days ago, but apparently not. So that's what happened. That's what I was doing for the last 30 minutes. All right. So, hi guys.
Is that us? Hi. Hi. Yeah, hello.
Oh,
Hi guys.
hi.
You guys like my emo? I'm going emo here. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
I'm going for emo mirror Spider-Man.
Emo mirror Spider-Man. Okay. All
Are you
right.
gonna start
Remember
doing
Tobey
dances
Maguire
down the
when he has
street?
got the that's what I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's gonna be Marilyn Manson and not Staying Alive. Was it? It was Staying Alive that he was dancing. What was he dancing to?
I
in that
don't think
scene?
it was Staying Alive. It was.
Boogie Fever. I don't know.
All right. Well, anyway, that was a
Hustle.
sweet thought to try to have a
I
conversation.
can't remember. I'm looking it up.
The
All
Googles
right.
will tell us.
I'm sure they will. All right. All right. You guys ready to do a show?
Not until we figure out the answer to this question.
Why?
Because
think it might just be
Skiffy's not paying
generic.
attention.
It's just generic music.
Oh, I thought
It
was
sounds
good.
like Staying Alive music, but it's like generic
Oh,
canned music.
Generic late 70s funk
Yeah.
disco.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hit the big red button for intro. Tony, why don't you read intro?
Okay.
Or the cold open. In
Okay.
3. Actually, give me one.
Okay, I won't hit the big red button yet. I'll move away from the big red button.
We're supposed to do it on 3?
I think you start to press it on 2, then you release the button on 1, and then when he says go, that's when you hold your breath. Until it's your turn to talk, right? He didn't say go yet. You can stop holding your breath. It's okay.
Oh, thank goodness. That about represents the limit of how long I can actually hold my breath.
Yeah, I did. You know, Skiffy, you and I are land creatures. We live in the Midwest. Swimming?
That's
No, it's unnatural.
Although I'm from Minnesota, so land of 10,000 lakes, I should be... I'm a decent swimmer, but I should be a better swimmer.
Should be a better swimmer. Well, but you can get out of the lake and go to the next one. You don't have to swim for very long.
That's true. And you
That's how you get so many lakes.
You got to carry a canoe along the way, too.
Right, yeah. So, you're not swimming at all. You're just boating on top of it.
Well, that's true.
We're at the limit of our ability to make good radio without further direction, I think, at this time.
Oh,
We
now,
can go back to talking about Baby
now-
Yoda.
So the
Oh,
child...
now
So
you need my
Baby
direction. Now you want my direction. That's nice.
Well, you are the overlord.
We didn't say we
I
really
am.
wanted it.
Remember it. All right, I'm gonna hit the big red button for intro in 3, 2, 1. This is Elio intro sync 1.
This is Cat intro sync 2.
This is Tony intro sync 3. Oh my
This
God.
is Skippy intro sync 4.
Intro in 3, 2.
This week on episode 471 of Priority 1, we trek out San Diego's virtual Comic-Con, including Discovery's Hope, Lower Decks clips, progress on Strange New Worlds, and Peace Stew. In Star Trek Gaming, we share with you which game developers are taking actions for a more equitable future.
Hello, Captains. You're listening to episode 470 of Priority 1, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. Your weekly recap and review of all the major news happening in the Star Trek multiverse. This episode was recorded live on Tuesday, July 28th, 2020, and available for download or streaming on Friday, July 31st at PriorityOnePodcast.com. I'm Elio.
I'm Cat.
I'm Tony.
And in the...
You totally said episode 470, though, by the way.
Ah, crap. Hello, Captains. You're listening to episode 471 of... Okay, I should... Blah. Hello, Captains. You're listening to episode 471 of Priority 1, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. And in the audio booth is our chief engineer, Skiffy.
Hello, guys. How are you today?
Can't complain, Skiffy. You know what I did this weekend? I played Pokemon Go Fest all weekend long.
How was it? How was it?
You know, it wasn't bad for being on lockdown, right? So normally with Pokemon Go Fest, you know, they have these little regional events that happen in major cities around the world. But because of the pandemic, they had to get a little bit creative, and you could still participate in a storyline event both days. It was one storyline each day. And I have to admit, I had a really good time. I caught myself a Shadow Mewtwo.
What's a Shadow Mewtwo?
So there are shadow Pokemon that are under the spell of Team Rocket. So
I know those guys. Those are the bad guys.
Those are the bad
Rocket
guys. So
Raccoon?
you have to capture and save the Pokemon from them, and you have the option of purifying them and not making them shadow, or keeping them shadow,
Or
but
pureeing them.
or you could puree them by transferring to Professor Oak, which is a thing.
That took a dark turn.
It does. It's a thing in Pokemon Go. But anyway, this is a Star Trek podcast. You don't have to dig too deep. But if
So-
you're interested in
so
being my
your
friend in
goal was
Pokemon Go, reach out to me.
So your goal was to whitewash a whole bunch of Pokemon?
No. How about you guys? You guys do anything fun
soon?
over the weekend?
Not nearly as much as you. My weekend paled in comparison.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Paled in comparison.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Wait. Okay, so legitimately, the reward for participating in these events is the Pokemon, or
Yes,
is it more
legendary
of a-
Pokemon that are not normally available on like a daily basis. So, for instance, Mewtwo is a very exclusive legendary Pokemon that you cannot that only appears during special events. There are other legendary Pokemon that do the same. Yeah.
Very
Nice.
interesting.
I'll go now.
Advisory Panda. That's the end of the show. We're done here.
We're done here.
But that was my adventure over the weekend.
Well, before we jump into the news, we want to invite you to join in on the weekly conversations, whether via social media platforms like Facebook.com/Priority One Podcast, or Twitter or Instagram at Priority One Pod, or by email to incoming@PriorityOnePodcast.com.
Captains, you know that I'm about to talk to you about Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content over on our Patreon page at patreon.com/prior. You gotta be shitting me.
No, for real. I'm glad it happened to you, because now I need to remember to mute mine.
So everybody remember to silence the phones.
Man, do you remember the good old days when we had to go to a movie theater to silence our phones?
Oh, I do. I remember that.
Okay. Captains, this is the part of the show where I talk to you about... This is not my night. Captains, this is the part of the show where we talk to you about Patreon. There we go. Just focus, Elio. Just focus.
You did write some helpful things here on the screen you could just read if you want.
Shut up, Tony. I can do this.
Wow.
I can do this. Captains, this is the part of the show where we talk to you about Patreon, a way of supporting the ongoing production of this podcast from month to month. You see, over at Patreon, we offer exclusive bonus content to our listeners that do support Priority One. So check us out over at patreon.com/Priority One.
Giving up your hard-earned money to a podcast is a big ask, and we understand that. If you've ever wondered, Priority One is a community podcast produced by volunteers with a passion for Star Trek. So even if you can't make a financial contribution to help us cover the cost of production, there are other ways you can help.
Cap.
Sorry, my mute button was stuck. Oh, I actually have stuff to read. What? Maybe. One way to support us is to join the team. We're looking for new volunteers to join the production. Specifically, we're looking for audio and video editors. For more information, visit PriorityOnePodcast.com or email us. That address is incoming@PriorityOnePodcast.com.
Now, let's check out the latest news from the Star Trek multiverse.
Woohoo! Everybody hit stop. You know, Tony, you stayed silent there for long enough where I thought you were waiting for me to say, Tony, you can talk now.
I was thinking about it,
I know you were. I know you were.
but I just wondered if you had more to say. Thought like you were on a roll.
I was.
We gave you a moment to center yourself. You took some deep breaths, found your muse.
I get it on a roll like a Pokeball on a roll.
Ha! Like an Ultra Ball.
See, there's a word for that too, Skippy. Not only do they puree their Pokemon, apparently, they also have
Well, it's not
roller
really
balls or something.
pureeing. You can. What happens is in the game is that for Pokemon that you don't want, like, because Pokemon will spawn, the same Pokemon will spawn over and over and over again, right? And you don't keep all of them. You gotta get rid of them somehow. So
Like
you can
dogs.
Supposed to catch 'em all.
transfer them. You can transfer them
Tribbles?
to Professor Oak or whatever the
Tribbles.
professor is. But there's a funny meme out there about transferring Pokeballs. I'm sure you all have seen it, but I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. Where you send it, where as you're sending it, you discover that he's. All right, this is a little graphic, but
Okay, it's like kind of disgusting, but it's all for a good cause.
so here's
the internet, anything
here's
goes.
your Pokemon. Oh, here's your. Thanks for giving me the transfer. Here's your reward for transferring the Pokemon, and he throws him in a meat grinder.
Oh my god.
Did you post that in chat?
I didn't post it. I put it on the video.
Oh. Oh, that's
I don't
awful.
think we have children watching this.
Well, not anymore. We don't, because the parents all screamed in horror and dragged them away.
They did. You know what?
This
if you're all
is
watching,
the game we're letting you play?
if you know what though, to be honest though, if you're letting your kids watch Star Trek Discovery, then or Picard, I think.
Oh, well,
that
yeah,
image is-
okay.
No, we just gained a whole new audience for Lower Decks.
Ah, true that. True
That's
that.
right. All little kids watching cartoons.
All right, you guys ready for Trek It Out? I should stop.
Okay.
visiting. You know what it is too? I was really sleepy this afternoon, so I had an extra cup of coffee.
Oh,
That was a mistake.
no. This is
Yeah,
wired,
bye-bye.
Elijah. This is wired, Elio. Look out, everybody.
All right, I'm gonna hit the big red.
He had extra
Hello
coffee,
now,
and he was
Tony.
still late to the show.
I was not late to the show. I
We had
was
technical
working
difficulties.
And
I
I'm
knew
gonna
that
stick
would
up
set
for
him
it.
off.
difficulties.
I knew that would set him off.
All right, I'm gonna hit the big red button for
I
Trek
got
It
you in
Out.
this E.
In 3, 2, 1. This is Elio. Trek It Out, Sync 1.
This is Kat. Check it out. Sync 2.
This is Tony. Check it out. Sync 3.
This is Skiffy. Check it out. Sync 4.
Trek It Out in 3, 2. What a strange year 2020 has been. The U.S. and Iran almost started World War III. Let me rephrase that. The President and Iran almost started World War III. Let me rephrase that again. Drumpf and Iran almost started World War III. There's a global pandemic, giant murderous hornets, aptly named murder hornets, and big news until... Oh, were big news. All of these things were big news, well, until they weren't. Civil unrest is the economic roller coaster. Oh, I see. Civil unrest, an economic roller coaster, an oily island that drives men mad, social distancing. It's a lot of wild stuff. So, in this weird and wild world of social distancing and goatees for all, what of convention season? You may be surprised to learn conventions have, in fact, continued. Well, sort of. While some promoters have postponed their events until smack dab in the middle of the predicted second wave of COVID-19 creation, others have decided to take their stage digitally, including, arguably, the biggest geek con in the world, San Diego Comic-Con. See, this last week, the mega event streamed its much-anticipated panels via the internet, teasing fans everywhere with what's to come in their favorite fictional universes. And Viacom CBS's Star Trek set the pace. On Thursday, July 23rd, the showrunners and stars of Star Trek's newest offerings pulled up their favorite chair and shared thoughts about what has happened and what's to come. In their respective Star Trek offerings, of course. We are going. So, it's time to cover SDCC 2020 a little differently than we might have done in previous years.
Okay. It seems only apt that we cover Star Trek's first new Trek offering, Star Trek Discovery, at the beginning here. Before the Q&A, Discovery showrunner Michelle Paradise led executive producer / director Olatunde Osunsanmi.
Osunsanmi. Osunsanmi.
Osunsanmi. I'll try it again. Discovery showrunner Michelle Paradise led executive producer, director Olatunde Osunsanmi and the cast of Discovery Season 2, including most of the bridge crew, as well as Anson Mount, Ethan Peck, and Rebecca Romaine, in a table read of Discovery Season 2's finale, Such Sweet Sorrow Part 2. The read was edited so it played very tightly, and was interspersed with early special effects layouts and storyboards of some of the action sequences. It was a fun introduction to be sure, and it was great to see the acting chops of the cast, sans costumes, sets, and makeup. But what about Trek nuggets? Oh, there were Trek nuggets. Series lead Sonequa Martin Green painted a clearer picture of the crew's and Michael Burnham's motivations for Season 3, saying, quote, says words here, end quote. According to screen legend Michelle Yeoh, Captain/Empress/Agent Georgiou may not share in that hopefulness, at least initially, saying, quote, "More words go here," end quote. While the Q&A was interesting, revealing a possible return of more Kelpians and verification of a stronger romance between Stamets and Culber, possibly the biggest Discovery Season 3 news dropped a few... Possibly the biggest season news... Okay. Possibly the biggest Discovery Season 3 news dropped a few days after the panel. On July 27th, the team released a short video of Burnham holding a tattered Federation flag, which ended with a panel that read, Star Trek Discovery, new season, drumroll please, October 15th. We have the release date. Be sure to check out the show notes and watch the panel, catch an extended look at the table read, and see the premiere announcement.
That's very exciting.
So,
At least
So,
we get Discovery.
What was that?
I said at least we are getting Discovery at some point that they've announced. Yay.
Yeah, so I watched the panel, and honestly, the table read was kind of drab. I'm not really a fan of table reads during a con, unless it's a table read of something we have not yet seen. So it was, interesting. I feel like Anson Mount, if you watch him, he doesn't really feel like he's in character. It's almost as if though he's just plainly reading. But ultimately, the announcement that's coming October 20, but ultimately with the announcement, but ultimately there was really nothing from the Discovery discussion that was mind-blowing.
They can't give away too much. They need to keep it fresh. I did sort of see some tweets earlier today that 23 weeks in a row of new Star Trek. It's between the Discovery and Lower Decks seasons. You should have 23 weeks of programming. Maybe that'll be consecutive, but I kind of doubt it because usually there's a hiatus in the middle of the season for Discovery at least. So, but they need to keep it under wraps to keep people subscribed to CBS All Access. So I wouldn't expect too many more spoilers. Though I am curious about how much of that whole Short Trek's Calypso thing is going to be showcased in this.
That's interesting. I really did like that short trek. Oh, but there is breaking news that Sonequa Martin Green gave birth on July 19th to a baby girl. She posted a picture today on Twitter.
Oh, well,
congratulations.
So
Congratulations.
congrats to her. Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that Federation flag waving thing, the Federation flag only had 3 stars on it, which looks like that. I think that was that's kind of the hint at the breakdown of the Federation. Yeah, the breakdown of the Federation they had in Calypso. So I wonder how much of that's going to end up in there too.
Interesting. All right. Ending the Star Trek Universe panel, but coming in number 2 here on Priority 1 was the cast of Star Trek Picard. Frankly, very little was said about the upcoming season. I mean, I guess you wouldn't be surprised. And it was in large part rehashing of everything we've already talked about on past episodes. The cast was in awe of Sir Patrick. It was nice for the Next Gen alumni to reunite. What else? Let me start that over. The cast was in awe of Sir Patrick. It was nice for the Next Generation alum to reunite. Both Sir Patrick and Brent Spiner were reluctant to return to the roles, etc., etc. As always, though, it's fun to watch the banter and admiration of the cast, and Sir Patrick even earned a couple of new nicknames, SPS and P-Stew.
I would reject that nickname if I were him. I would. It felt weird reading it in the open. I don't like listening to it now. It's almost as bad as JL.
I just see Stewie Griffin as
That's
Patrick
way worse
Stewart.
than JL.
Whoa.
He prefers P stew, though. He did say
Oh
that.
my god.
It would sound okay with like a Family Guy Stewie accent.
Peace to you.
No,
gracious.
exactly.
Skiffy, how dare you?
Despite the lack of new information coming from the virtual panel, there was some fun news that came a few days before the convention. Star Trek Picard is getting a physical medium release. Announced on July 21st, Picard's premiere season will be available on DVD, Blu-ray, and limited edition steelbook on October 6th. Included in the release will be the first 10 episodes of the season. I lost my place. Included
Are there
in the
more than 10 episodes?
I know. I'm like, wait a minute. The first 10.
Probably just ought to be the
Some
full.
just call that the first season.
Isn't that? Yeah.
The full.
No, wait. Aren't there 13
It's all 10
episodes?
episodes. No, it's 10 episodes.
Okay.
I'm looking at StarTrek.com.
All right. Included in the release will be the first season, documentaries, commentary, deleted scenes, and the short trek Children of Mars. At the time of this writing, the DVD At the time of this writing, the DVD can be pre-ordered for $37.34 US and the Blu-ray for $47.99 US at Amazon.com.
First of all, $37.34. That's a
It's
very odd price.
It's very strange. Oh,
very strange
Amazon.
price.
Maybe they're getting a
Crazy
discount.
bargain bin prices.
Where's my Columbia House order? I have 12 CDs coming for 99 cents.
Oh no! We were talking before the show about how we can all say the aughts with a straight face, and Kat, you just dated us even worse than that. Columbia House.
For the record, I never ordered a CD from Columbia House.
What?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but you know what it is.
I did
You
it
get
like
the
I'm
joke.
the baby.
Good
enough.
I'm the baby.
Doesn't matter. He gets it. He got it. He understood the
do get it.
reference.
Exactly.
Yeah, he
Awesome.
yeah.
Because my mom got letters from Columbia.
Shut up, Elio.
I did see that the For Your Consideration campaign that Viacom CBS put on for Picard was fairly successful in the realm of makeup artistry and hairstyle design.
Oh.
So-
It got the nomination. It didn't just get.
Right. It got nominated for hairstyle design.
Oh, I thought you
that's
said
cool.
for your consideration. I thought you were.
No,
I
no,
thought
I'm saying it was
I thought
successful.
you thought that it was still. Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, it was, I don't know if they were going for hairstyle design as one of the things that they were looking for, but they got it. And it amuses me because of course the main character is very bald. So I just thought that was like may not have been the intention, but hey, that's
But it was
Yeah,
the
it's-
most reflective bald you've ever seen in your life. They
It
could
is
chroma key off of it.
It is disappointing that they didn't get anything for performance. At least Discovery and Anson Mount's performance of Christopher Pike. I think that Anson Mount deserved a nomination. Patrick Stewart as Picard, I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't remember walking away going, wow, what an amazing performance, which is
I
which
thought
I feel
Marina
is
Sirtis.
blasphemous.
Yeah, I thought there's some other folks that could have been recognized. Marina Sirtis in her episode was amazing.
I thought her daughter did a good job as far as
Right.
Oh yeah, the
Child
girl. Yeah,
actresses.
she was great. But I agree kind of with where you're going with that, Elio.
All right, let's go. Move on.
You there?
And
Keep going.
Wikipedia.
What, Panda throwing Wikipedia at us? Citation?
He said he had to look
looks
it
up Columbia House on Wikipedia.
Man.
Smart ass.
Jokes on him. He's still got a subscription.
Dude, Jamal, I had some K-Tel records. Better believe it.
As we mentioned in our first story, the upcoming Strange New Worlds leads joined the Discovery cast for a table read and Q&A. As expected, they discussed how Discovery's second season adventure would affect their characters in the upcoming series, but we'll get back to that. Leading into the table read, Star Trek's meta captains, Alex Kurtzman and Heather Caden, delivered a bit of excitement. In introducing Strange New Worlds, Kurtzman revealed that the team was working on the series as far back as last San Diego Comic-Con, saying, quote, Kurtzman quote goes here, end quote. Kurtzman then gave some progress on where Strange New Worlds was, production-wise, telling moderator Dominic Patton, quote, more words here, end quote. Meanwhile, back at the panel, Batman sound clip goes here. The trio of Mount,
Wait, you
Peck,
gotta
and...
deliver the meanwhile.
You want me to do a little more?
A little more, yeah, a little.
Wait. I was here.
You hesitated.
You want me to
you held
go
back
here?
a little bit.
Okay,
You held
all right,
back,
so
and now I really want that.
now you
60s
need me to
Batman.
bring it. You need me to bring it now. Okay, all right.
Bring
Here
it
we
to
go.
this-
Here we
bring
go.
it back. Bring us back to your childhood.
Bring it. Oh, smart. Actually, Saturday morning. Yeah, they did Batman reruns Saturday morning sometimes. I didn't remember that. Okay, all right. Meanwhile, back at the panel, the trio of Mount, Peck, and Romaine discuss Discovery's effect on their upcoming roles. Mount most notably said of Pike going forward, quote, end quote.
I don't have anything to say about this. We can move on.
I think I do have something to say about this because I listened to the quote. So, yeah, no. What interests me here is that this is maybe a good thing for Strange New Worlds, is because the show can't last forever. There has to be an end, and the end, of course, on the one hand is Pike getting injured, but on the other hand, it could be Kirk taking over the Enterprise. So this is a show with an expiration date, and I think good shows do that. They know that they're going to be going for 3 or 4 years. The series itself may be episodic, but they know they're going to have a beginning and a middle and an end. So I think that could introduce some pressures and some dynamics in the writers' room that might help keep it moving and keep it interesting.
And I don't particularly mind that, right? It's
No, I
for
think it's
Star
good.
Trek, and specifically this story, right? Or a story like the Stargazer that Tony, you should like.
I should
don't
write
know,
a spec. I should write a spec
or something.
Yeah,
or,
I
don't
really
know, man.
should. Yeah.
But what attracts me to that is that we know key points in Star Trek history, right? We know when Kirk took over the Star Date. We know when Picard took over the Enterprise. We know these things, right? But there are moments before that have never been portrayed on television, right? And so I know that there's a lot of grumblings about, oh, why can't we just go into the future, tell a different story? Why do we have to keep revisiting these things? I would argue that we haven't spent a lot of time on these things. Sure, if you read some of the novels, they paint a nice, pretty picture. Arguably, are they canon? Technically not. They weren't on film, from our understanding of canon. So I don't mind these particular backstory arcs that kind of fill in gaps and tell us a different story. Honestly, one of the things that attracted me to some of the fan productions out there that were in development and have now ceased for the most part is that they were going to tell a story that Star Trek Online, for instance, does really well. They take a moment from Star Trek lore and then they expand on it and they tell a deeper story and they fill in the gaps. Which is different from JJ-verse rebooting, where it's the same characters, right? It's the same players. Now we're just updating them with fancy graphics and, handsome and beautiful actors and blah, 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 explosions.
We don't want
lens
that.
flare.
Not my Star Trek. Neither handsome nor beautiful. Thank you
Not
very
to
much.
say that nobody from the original series was handsome. I should rephrase that. It's not like the JJ-verse where they just do a blatant reboot and don't get creative necessarily in introducing new characters and new stories. Instead, they're just kind of rehashing the old.
Instead, they rewrite Star Trek II Wrath of Khan, except terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the only redeeming thing about that was Benedict Cumberbatch.
Shall we begin?
Are we good?
Yep.
Community question time.
Oh,
No, we're animated.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped ahead. My bad.
just cut me out of there.
I did.
No.
I'm very sorry.
Over that. Finally, the panel covered Star Trek animation. The Star Trek Lower Decks panel was moderated by series creator and showrunner Mike McMahon and started with a clip. It begins, much like the teaser, with Boimler's captain's log, being interrupted by the loud and spunky Ensign Mariner?
Mariner.
Man, that's a long sentence that I have to start over. The Star Trek Lower Decks panel was moderated by series creator and showrunner Mike McMahon, and it started with a clip that begins, much like the teaser, with Boimler's captain's log, being interrupted by the loud and spunky... Dang it. And started with a clip. It begins, much like the teaser, with Boimler's captain's log being interrupted by the loud and spunky Ensign Mariner, who turns out to be celebrating shore leave with a bit of libation. The comedy is cartoony, but with a Star Trek backdrop. After the clip, we're introduced to the voice talent, each describing their characters, what they love about the show, and a bleep-ridden segment that tunes out the spoilers they're spilling. We'll link some of the new stills released this weekend in the show notes, so be sure to check it out. But we said the panel covered Star Trek animation, not Star Trek Lower Decks. So what does that mean? Well, we finally know a bit about the upcoming Nickelodeon series. After Kurtzman discussed Strange New Worlds, Caden talked a bit about the new animated project Prodigy. Hold on. Do we need quotes if they've already officially announced it?
I don't think so.
In an announcement on StarTrek.com, quote, Nickelodeon and CBS Television Studios today officially revealed the title and logo for its... Dang it. Quote, Nickelodeon and CBS Television Studios today officially revealed the title and logo for its new... Oh my god. This is awesome.
You're getting there.
I just appreciate the disdain she has in her voice when she says quote. It's like, this is completely superfluous, but quote.
Quote, Nickelodeon and CBS Television Studios today officially revealed the title and logo for its all-new animated series Star Trek Prodigy, which follows a group of lawless teens who discover a derelict Starfleet ship and use it to search for adventure, meaning, and salvation. The series is developed by Emmy Award winners Kevin and Dan Hagman, Troll Hunters, and Ninjago. Ninjago. I never saw that. Troll Hunters was pretty good, though.
Troll Hunters is good.
The series is developed by Emmy Award winners Kevin and Dan Hagman of Troll Hunters and Ninjago, and overseen... Really? Ninjago. All right.
It's like Ninja and Lego put together.
Oh.
Ninja Lego put together.
Ninjago. Right?
Yep.
Correct.
Ninja Legos. That's what they are. They're literally Ninja Legos.
Oh, okay. The series is developed by Emmy Award winners Kevin and Dan Hagman of Troll Hunters and Ninjago, and
I'm going to start a counter. That's 3. Ninjago.
What is it?
That's 3 Ninjagos. You said Ninjago 3 times in a row.
Wait, what's it?
It's Ninjago.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I hate to harp on it, but I've got like a million Ninjago toys over there because when my kid was about 8, back in the aughts, he loved those things.
In the Ninjago, okay.
Yeah, in the Ninjago.
The series is developed by Emmy Award winners Kevin and Dan Hagman of Troll Hunters and Ninjago, and overseen by Nickelodeon by Ramsey Nato, EVP, Animation Production and Development, Nickelodeon. I'm guessing that's his title. EVP. Wonder what that means.
Executive
Vice President.
Oh, should we say it out loud then?
Yes, please.
I'm not even going to read that again.
You know, actually, what do we need do we need that sentence at all? I don't think we do.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I mean, yeah, the important stuff is ends at the meaning and salvation. End quote. Like,
yeah.
I'm a fan of cutting that whole sentence out. All in favor?
I agree.
Yeah,
That's 3.
Who said this was a democracy?
Well, that's okay. We could just go on strike. We'll carry signs.
Finish him.
The show is vaguely expected
say
in
end quote?
20. Oh no.
And say it
Is
disdainfully, like Skippy said.
Disdainfully, yes, please.
All right. End quote.
Perfect.
The show is vaguely expected in 2021.
So one thing that was in the quote that we cut for time was that one of the guys that the guys that ran Troll Hunters, which is a very fun series I think DreamWorks did a few years ago. So if that's the kind of show they're going for, I think kids are going to like it, and I think adults are going to enjoy it too. Because I watched several episodes when my daughter was watching it, and I thought it was a fun show.
I like the premises. It's not a Federation show. It's lawless teens that discover a Federation ship. I think that's right for entertainment.
I'll certainly watch it. But we cannot overlook the extended trailer and clip of Lower Decks. I don't know. The more I see of the show, the more concerned I am that it's going to end up being the Rick and Morty spinoff kind of thing. Whatever was on Hulu, that one show that was on Hulu that we've talked about before.
Solar Opposites.
Solar Opposites, yes, thank you. If you watch the clip, she ends up slicing through his leg with a batleth, which, like, is kind of funny, but I don't know. It's a kind of humor that I don't know is going to be as smart as Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah, it's about as funny as when Data pushed Beverly into the ocean.
Yeah. I mean, that gets
Data,
a laugh,
that was
right?
not funny.
Like, no, yeah. I'm a little. I don't know how I feel about it. Of course, I hold reservations until I watch the series, but I am a little concerned that it's not going to be as smart as we hope it's going to be. Tony, can you...
You want me to read? Okay. That leads us to our first community question. What was your favorite news to come out of the San Diego Comic-Con? What was your favorite news to come out of the San Diego Comic-Con at home?
Keep reading.
Oh, that's right. I always don't read the red part. I always leave. Can we put a different color on that? It's like I block it out. It's like, don't go here. That's what the red says to me.
Sure.
Let us know in the comment section for this episode at Priority One Podcast, or by replying to the community question post on our social media channels like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You made a bright pink, but that actually is better, because that's like, look at me!
Look at me!
Yeah, red means don't go here. Pink means, hey, sailor!
Elio, I want to try something. So when you get to the quote, pause, and I'm going to try to play the clip from my end.
Okay. Is that better for you, Tony? How about that?
I love it. It's wacky.
It's like every RGB gaming case you get from Best Buy now.
Yeah, we'll make a word picture for our listeners at home. It starts off with a bright pink, then goes back to the standard yellow, then back to the bright pink, then the red I asked him to remove, and then we go to some browns with the pink mixed in, and then finally tan, which is the best color.
I think the industry term is rainbow unicorn barf.
There's that better.
I was going to say there needs to be the word vomit in there somewhere, and you got to it, so thank you. Yeah.
The leadership, cast, and crew of Star Trek spent a good deal of time talking about Star Trek's importance and what makes it relevant today. Inclusion, respect, equality. Prior to the Discovery panel, Sonequa Martin Green announced an important message, saying, quote,
We're here together today to support an organization known as the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund. It is America's premier legal organization fighting for racial justice. It is the country's first and foremost civil and human rights law firm. It was actually founded in 1940 by Thurgood Marshall, who subsequently became the first African-American U.S. Supreme Court Justice. The LDF's mission is to achieve racial justice, equality, and an inclusive society. And it's been fighting tirelessly for nearly 80 years in political participation and education, equity, economic justice, and criminal justice reform. So it's really, really an honor to support this organization. We stand by the truth that Black lives matter. This moment and this movement will be forever remembered, and change is now. If you would like to get involved by supporting the enduringly impactful NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund, please go to naacpldf.org/Star Trek United and donate today.
You see, I think it's very important that actors and civilians, anybody, take an active role in supporting equality and social justice. You don't have to be a political scientist. You don't have to have any form of education to have a heart and to understand and see injustices as they happen, when they happen. And you also don't need any sort of education to do something about it. If you don't have money, then perhaps donate your time or your platform. If you don't have time but you have the funds, then consider contributing. And if you can reach the masses, companies, people, downright to podcasters, all should do something to make sure that we continue to move forward towards the future that Gene Roddenberry wanted. I'm done.
Okay. Making sure.
Tony.
I thought it was Cat.
I thought it was me.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, This Week in Trek History. Sorry, my bad. That's twice. Sorry, Cat.
I'm just gonna go.
I skipped
I don't
over.
even know what-
Elio is. Hey, Skiffy, do something mean to Cat real quick, so that me and Elio aren't here all by myself.
Why did I
ourselves.
even show up? Jeez. Alrighty then. To the outside world, it was July 28th, 1965. But on a soundstage in Culver City, it was Stardate 1313.8, where no man has gone before. The original Star Trek's second pilot episode finished principal filming as Captain James T. Kirk buried a new god under a phaser-triggered rock slide on the surface of... Dang. With the long sentences. Let me start over. I ruined my ambiance, though. To the outside world, it was July...
There actually is a period at the end of .8.
Oh, look at
So
that.
you could start.
All
You could
right.
start there with no one's gone before. Still a long sentence.
Where no man has gone before, the original Star Trek's second pilot episode... Yeah. All right.
Oh, I think I see the problem. You keep drinking that beer. I think I see the problem now. I think I see that. So.
That's not a problem.
Oh, okay, all right.
There you go.
Thanks, Skippy.
I'm gonna get us copyright flags for sure.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's pretty short. That's a short clip.
Where no man has gone before, the original Star Trek's second pilot episode finished principal filming as Captain James T. Kirk buried a new god under a phaser-triggered rock slide on the surface of Delta Vega. Presumably, he had time to put a clean, unripped shirt on before producer Lucille Ball's wrap party. The people of Earth would see Kirk's... Could be the beer. All right, maybe. The people of Earth would see... The people of Earth would first see Kirk's friendship with Gary Mitchell come to its tragic end over a year later when No Man Has Gone Before hit terrestrial airwaves the following September.
I think you might have to say when, where, no man has gone before. I think you missed the where.
Oh.
But it sounds weird because it's when, where.
Yeah, that is weird. All right. The people of Earth would first see Kirk's friendship with Gary Mitchell come to its tragic end over a year later when Where No Man Has Gone Before hit terrestrial airwaves the following September.
Well, Captains, that's all the news we have to trek out this week. Now let's find out what happened in the world of Star Trek gaming.
Okay, everybody hit stop.
I'm kind of surprised it took over a year for that to between filming and broadcast.
Jeez, and we complain now.
Yeah, right. What do you mean I have to wait a year for a whole season?
What? That's crazy, man.
Well, they had to get it approved by the suits because this was the second time through because they didn't like the first one,
Oh, that's true.
and then they
Well,
had
Focus
to find
groups slow everything down.
Cheers to Lucille Ball.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, and then once the suits approved it, they had to find a slot for it in the broadcast schedule. So
When is AMD coming out with their new processor?
Soon.
I know. I'm.
But Threadripper is available right now.
No, I'm not buying Threadripper. No way. I don't need that
It
much.
only costs you like a kidney.
Oh.
Maybe part of your liver. They might settle
Can't.
part of your liver.
If you do both kidneys, you can get a graphics card with it.
There you go.
Well, if you want to start a
Sweet.
I'm going to start a GoFundMe for Elliot and his cockpit chair, or the bed.
Well, it's
frame.
his cockpit bed. You know,
Pretty
it's
sure
cockpit
that's a
bed.
business expense.
And-
I'm sure we can tax write that off.
I don't think so. I probably will get equipment if I do build a machine this year. Well, no, not if, but when I do build a machine this year, I can write that off as tax because I'm using it to work from home.
Yeah, I'm like, I could have
Talk-
to ask
yeah, talk
my
to Princeton.
accountant. I'd have to ask my accountant friend, but I'm pretty sure you're allowed to order, since you're working from home, like ergonomic equipment and stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually curious if the rules regarding home offices are going to be adjusted. For next
Yeah, I
year's
wouldn't be
tax.
You mean relaxed
Yes.
significantly?
Yes.
I hope it's relaxed.
Well, if you get something ergonomic, you'll be relaxed.
Well, I did. I got. Did I tell you? Did I tell you guys I got a sit-stand desk? I ordered that from Uplift.
Oh yeah, you
Um,
did say that.
So I'm getting rid of this old hunk of junk, and then watch it collapse right now. That's
Knock, knock,
this old
boom.
hunk of junk. Hunk of junk. F you. I'll show you.
That would be Murphy's Law for you.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. So there's the other ergonomic thing.
So, in a few weeks, are we going to see you like standing while you're doing the podcast? Or
I think so.
Is that
I
your
think so
plan?
because my back kind of hurts at the end of the show because I'm very, yeah. I'll probably and I also got a mount for, an arm for the monitor. That way it'll be a little easier for.
Oh, sure.
Nice.
So you could just be like going up and down during the entire episode.
be,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
we'll see.
New audio file. Where are we? 3 gaming.
Trace.
Did you like the thing where I played the clip? Because I can try to do that from.
I
now
did
on.
actually. After we keep saying that we're gonna do it during the week. After hours, do you have time? Can we just go through this and show you what I do for broadcasting?
Sure.
If you have time after hours, because this is
I would-
so much happening.
I would encourage more playing of the Price is Right failure clip. I think that needs to become a regular a regular feature.
Can you pull a Wilhelm scream out of there too?
Yeah, Wilhelm scream would be good.
All right.
Be awesome.
I'm going to say something at the start of gaming news. All right. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Everybody ready?
Yes.
Yeah, that scream means we're ready. We're for,
Oh,
for
okay.
sure.
I'm going to hit the big red button in 3, 2, 1. This is Elio's gaming news sync 1.
This is Cat Gaming News Sync 2.
This is Tony, Gaming News Sync 3.
This is Skiffy. Sync 4.
Gaming news in 3, 2. Captains, still no word from Cryptic Studios, even though all through San Diego Comic-Con's Star Trek presentations, there was a very clear call to action from Star Trek actors and others to support equal rights and equality. So, while we wait, here's some news from other Star Trek games.
Me first again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Some secrets should never be known, some life should never be sought out, and some organisms shouldn't be spliced with human DNA and turned into the most horrifying breakfast cereal of all time, Lieutenant. Section 31, the Borg and the Klingon Empire are punting all ideas of ethical scientific research out the airlock in Star Trek Timeline's impending no trouble at all faction event. Kicking off on July 30th and running around through... Kicking off on July 30th and running through August 3rd, the event will feature the new 5-star Technician Fisher from the original NCC 1701 as its ranked reward. The event crew includes last week's 5-star faction reward, Dr. Edward LaForge, new 5-star Mother Horta, and the Scourge of the Cabot himself, the 4-star Edward Idiot Larkin. It is the official position of Priority 1 Productions that Lieutenant Larkin and the Mother Horta must be kept as far away from each other as our understanding of space-time allows. Still like that short trek the best.
The command track in Starfleet can take you to very interesting places. You might become best friends with a neural parasite. A smear on the road of a Borg cube. Or
on the side of a Borg cube.
A smear on the side of a Borg cube. Or patriarch of the Arakawa Yakuza clan. Probably not all at once, though. On July 22nd, the Reno Gazette Journal published an interview with the 83-year-old actor, activist, and Star Trek icon. Did I say his name?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
You can probably put a George Takei there at the end of it.
Yeah. Interview. I don't know how to
Or you
spell
could.
that.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that works.
Star Trek icon, comma, George Takei.
Probably. On July 22nd, the Reno Gazette Journal published an interview with the 83-year-old. That's not the. On July 22nd, the Reno Gazette Journal published an interview with 83-year-old actor, activist, and Star Trek icon George Takei about his voice acting role as criminal patriarch Masumi Arakawa in the upcoming Yakuza Like a Dragon video game. Takei explains that his motivation for the role comes from his fascination with modern Yakuza culture and its samurai roots, saying, quote, Here is this man who, at his core, is a decent human being who lives with that culture and expects that same kind of fidelity. Some aspects demand inhumane fidelity to that code, and it's a shared understanding, end quote. Give me a second. Can't do two things at once. Takei also talks about his early life as a Japanese American in the midst of World War II, and how his admiration for the Benshi narrators of silent film led to his career in voice acting, theater, and Far Beyond the Stars. Yakuza Like a Dragon will be available for Xbox One, PS4, and Windows PCs this November.
We don't get an oh my.
Cat.
I could throw an oh my in there if you want me to. Skiffy, do you have one maybe handy? He's going to look it up. We don't. Oh, here, let's. Oh my.
Yeah. Are you feeling let down by the inferior minds of Spock, Data, Reginald Barclay, and their intellect-limiting three-dimensional chess? Bored with the Aldebaran exchange and the Kristoff gambit? Well, then maybe the new 5D chess with multiverse time travel would be more challenging. The new game, released on Steam by developer ThunkSpace, might not be a part of Star Trek, but somehow we think Star Trek's great minds would approve. The rules for this brain-breaking chess variation begin from the standard chess rules and standard chess board. Then you introduce the ability to time travel your pieces, creating a multiverse timeline of alternate boards, and things get crazy. We're talking enough temporal mechanics here to drive Miles O'Brien to distraction. They even introduce a couple of new pieces entirely dedicated to time travel movement, the unicorn and the dragon. Read some of the Steam reviews of the game, and it feels like Q himself might find this game worthy. For example, one top review reads, quote, I was playing a game against a human opponent online, and at one point they set a queen back in time from one of the 10 timelines they currently play in to put 5 of my past kings into check at once. I sent one of my own pieces even further back to stall, and they proceeded to send one of their queens back to the start of the game to try and beat me before I even got to that point. End quote. Captains, if you're curious, check it out on Steam now. That sounds crazy.
My brain hurts just listening to that quote.
Oh my god. Yeah!
Oh my indeed.
Wow. 5D chess.
I suck at one dimensional.
I know. I can't
chess,
even play real chess.
Well, see, that's your problem. That real chess is 2-dimensional. That could be your problem.
There it is. I
There's
can't
the
see it.
across and the up and down. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't live in 3-dimensional space.
I
I'm
have
just
a
flat.
I have an
one-dimensional.
iPhone game called Really Bad Chess. It's by an app developer that makes a lot of really awesome games, and it's like it breaks all the rules. Like you can do a smaller chessboard, or you can undo moves, or you can move the pieces in weird ways that are not normally allowed, and it's a lot of fun. I really want to try this.
Well, that wraps up all the news in the world of gaming for Star Trek. Now, let's open hailing frequencies and see what's incoming. Everybody hit stop. Oh, man, I'm trying to run a quick noise reduction on my track before I upload it, and it just freezes up, man. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I just need to reapply some thermal paste on my CPU. Maybe that
Yeah,
will
but if you're
help.
gonna replace your CPU in like 3 months, I wouldn't bother.
Yeah, that's true. Because I could end up totally messing it up.
Well, it's just a matter of effort, right? Like
Come in.
I don't know that it's worth the effort if it's on its way out anyway.
Thank you.
Or you can get a Threadripper where there's plenty of lanes for all those multi-threaded actions.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Well, you got a brand new desk to put it on, so maybe you should.
Yeah, there you go. Then you could hook up the desk to
My
a
CPU doesn't
process
match my
running.
desk.
Oh. Comes in a cool box too.
That sounds terrible.
What comes in a cool box?
The Threadripper.
Oh, no. I'm not spending $2,000 on one. I mean,
Well, get the cheaper one.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
like-
not going to
it's like
spend
$1,800
$1,500.
one.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
80% of that.
Oh, thanks. Look, my birthday's in October. You can. That's
Yeah.
It's a tax write-off.
That's true.
Happy birthday! I got you a
I
tax
gotta do
write-off.
everything
No, I
now.
don't think that works.
I have to change everything. I'm debating if I'm going to get a new case, though. I don't know. I might save money on the case.
Oh, you don't
But then
want
what do I do
unicorn
on my
rainbow
notes?
barf?
Huh?
You know,
some
already
RGB.
rainbow barf.
I do a little bit. I do want a little bit of rainbow barf. Like that house that we.
Right, that
we
house was
posted.
on our discussion on Discord. Yeah.
Thank you.
Harrison to the rescue.
Oh, is that another coffee?
No water.
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad.
I don't
Needs you
really
nice
think
and
I-
wired for the rest of the show.
You
I
haven't
don't
lived
have
until
a-
you've chugged one of those 64-ounce Quick Trip coffees.
No. Don't do that. That hurt. Don't hurt yourself, Skippy.
Great for
Get
road
help.
trips. Great for
help.
road trips.
All right, you guys ready for feedback?
Oh,
Actually, this is pretty short, so why don't we just go straight from feedback into closing?
okay.
Oh, you mean you're going to rip that off of the other podcast?
We collaborate. We share ideas
Man.
and personnel
And, I hit the big
and
red
production
button.
methods.
All right, I'm gonna hit the big red button for feedback in 3, 2, 1. This is Elio. Feedback sync 1.
This is Cat. Feedback sync 2.
This is Tony. Yeah, feedback sync 3
This is Skiffy Feedback Sync 4. And closing.
and closing too.
Right, and closing. All right, feedback and closing in 3, 2. Well, captains, hailing frequencies are now open. Oh, I swept out. So, Cat.
Well, captains, hailing frequencies are now open and we're ready to receive all of your incoming messages.
Last week, our community question was, how? How? I really
When?
I really
Where?
dedicated myself to that one. Give that
Switch
one
to
all.
decaf.
It was. At night, switch to decaf. I only had half a cup too, man.
Tea, Earl Grey, decaf, please.
You can't drink a stimulant at this hour.
Last week, our community question was, who would be your choice to play a young Picard?
From Twitter, our very own audio editor, Brandon Parker, wrote, for Picard, what about Topher Grace? He seems like a good candidate for the role. Yeah, but he just seems a little too wide-eyed and I don't know.
Oh, you know what? Holy crap. Speaking of Topher Grace, you should see the episode of The Twilight Zone that he's in. It is a It is a side of Topher Grace that I have never seen before. A remarkable performance. You've got to watch that episode of Twilight.
It's his Stargazer audition tape, is what you're telling me?
No, it's not that kind of science fiction. He plays. I don't want to ruin it. Just go watch that episode of the Twilight Zone with him in it. He just does a remarkable performance. And at first, I had a really hard time.
What have you done with Topher
him.
Grace?
Like I couldn't recognize him. He was incredibly handsome in the episode, like an adult. Like he actually looked like a male adult, and I was like, "Wow, Topher! Wow, good for you, man! Yeah."
Hey, so you really filled
Last
out there,
time I
Topher.
saw you were on that 70s show.
Right.
Like a long time ago in the aughts.
He had that cameo in Ocean's 11, which I think was like his peak. That was that cameo in Ocean's 11 where Brad Pitt's teaching him how to play poker.
Oh, I
do
love
remember
that.
Yeah.
All red. I love it. Is it me? Also from Twitter, Ken from Chicago replied, "There can be only one choice for young Picard. The number one choice, James McAvoy."
On Instagram, both Salient Blue and For Cabezas Lucha agreed that McAvoy was the only choice.
And on Facebook, Jeremy Thornburg answered, "McAvoy would be my first choice, to be honest. After seeing him in the uniform, I can't see anyone else playing a young Picard unless they got Tom Hardy to reprise the role as he played the clone version in Nemesis." So excellent Photoshop work by, I think it was Henry. Henry put McAvoy's head on Picard's body from Tapestry when he was in the ensign uniform.
Yeah.
So I think we give credit to Mr. Pomper.
Nice.
For visual, he had visualization come to life for Jeremy.
I did see another one floating around social media of his head on, I guess it must have been Riker. So it was in the Admiral uniform from the Picard series.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that one too.
that one didn't move me. But
It wouldn't be that uniform. It would be the Monster Maroon.
oh, right. If it went back in time, that's right. Well, that wraps up episode 471 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. But there are more great episodes available to you on the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Just visit podcasts.roddenberry.com for a complete list. Then, be sure to subscribe to them all and share them with your friends.
But we can't forget to send a special thanks to some of our Patreon supporters like David K. Rutley and Peter Archibald.
And of course, here's a reminder of our community questions for this week. What was your favorite news to come out of the San Diego Comic-Con at Home Star Trek panel?
Captains, it's important to us that you get your voice heard and that you participate in the conversation. Leave us a comment on our website at PriorityOnePodcast.com, on our Facebook page at Facebook.com/PriorityOnePodcast, or find us on Twitter and Instagram at PriorityOnePod.
And if you're still craving more, be sure to spend time with Winters, Anthony, me, plus the rest of the Priority One Armada. Saturday nights, the Armada broadcasts live to review the latest news from Star Trek Online and the Armada community, including spotlighting some of our amazing members. With regular giveaways, there's something for all Stowe players, whether you're new or a veteran. Follow us on all our social media accounts. I have something blocking my vision. Let me try that again.
It was the beer, wasn't it?
It was the beer.
That's what I thought. I told you. I think we got the problem spotted out.
With regular giveaways, there's something for all Star Trek Online players, whether you're new or a veteran. Follow us on all our social media accounts for broadcast times, and if you'd like to join the Armada, visit PriorityOneArmada.com.
Saturday night, they're gonna be on Twitch. Don't believe them, just watch.
Oh my.
This episode of Priority One Podcast is brought to you by our patrons through Patreon.com. Find out more and add your support for some extra bonuses exclusive to our patrons over at Patreon.com/Priority One. Now, even if you cannot make a financial contribution, don't forget that we are looking for volunteers to join the team, specifically audio editors and video editors. For more information, or if you're interested, reach out to us at incoming@PriorityOnePodcast.com or hit us up on social media.
Don't forget to tune into Priority One Productions' Guard Frequency podcast at guardfrequency.com. Each episode, the Guard will take you inside the universe of your favorite space sims, including a tabletop adventure played out by your hosts. And Heroes Rise brings you up to date with the world of Dungeons & Dragons. Learn all about the latest publications, tools, tips, tricks, and traps in less time than it takes to skin a wyvern. Head over to HeroesRisePodcast.com to discover their secrets.
Thanks to our audio editors, including... What?
All roads lead to Priority One. So.
Thanks to our audio editors, including Gray, William, Brandon, Rand, Daniel, Roscoe, and... Did I say Brandon or Brand? Shit. Thanks to our audio editors, including Gray, William, Brandon, Rand, Daniel, Roscoe, and Skiffy. Thanks to our producer, Jake Morgan, and associate producer, Shane Hoover, with support from Thomas of the Priority One Armada. Together they organize and write up our social... What? Together they organize and write up our summary of the weekly headlines from the Star Trek multiverse. Thanks to our social media manager, Anthony Cox. Thanks to our graphic artist, Henry Pomper, with support from Jason Smith of the Priority One Armada. Thanks to the composer of our theme music, Chris Watts. But most importantly, a big thanks to you, the Star Trek community, our listeners, because without your ongoing support, none of this would be possible. All right, everybody hit stop. Well, everybody, I want to thank you for bearing with us as we had the technical difficulties at the top of the hour, but I think the episode ran a little longer than usual, but got it done.
He said we technical issues. We. Assuming that's the royal we.
Well, I mean, we did have technical issues because we couldn't do the show without him. Because, I mean, without our Cuban overlord, none of this would be possible.
You know. Thank you, Skiffy. You saved me from saying something I was going to regret.
Pretty sure I can find a censor beep if you need it.
Right. Well, everybody, thank you again for joining us on this episode. We will see you again next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. We will have everything up and running for sure.
For sure.
No equipment. It always...
on a standing guarantee.
No guarantees. No guarantees. So thank you, everybody. Until next week, say good night, everybody.
Bye,
Good
y'all.
night, all.
Good night.
Command codes verified. Priority One message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.